Hey guys, welcome back to Fiction Fan TV. If you caught my last video, you know we took a long, honest walk through the future of Middle-earth. What's gone wrong, what still shines, and whether Tolkien's world can still feel like a place of truth instead of a playground for IP mining. And honestly, I wasn't expecting the response the video got.
That was good.
The Fellowship is alive and quietly watching from the shadows, and I love it. So today, we're picking up right where we left off, because Middle-earth just dropped a bombshell. Peter Jackson is officially returning to produce a new film, The Hunt for Gollum, directed by Andy Serkis, coming December of 2027.
Well, we're very early on in the process. We've been talking about the film over the course of the last year. We are about to start a period of prep in the next few months or so. We will be shooting in the early to mid part next year, I guess, and then it'll be as long as it takes to shoot, which will be, it's a sizable movie, and all ready for a December 27 release, which I'm incredibly excited to go back and work with my friends and family in New Zealand and actually do something which is, I think going to be surprising and yet very much part of the lore and the feel of the trilogy, and the sensibility of it will feel, I think, close to that, and yet we're investigating in greater depth the character formerly known as Sméagol, but mostly known as Gollum.
This is big. Not another content drop big, but this could reshape the direction of Tolkien adaptations for the next decade big. And the question burning a hole through every fan's mind is simple. What story are they actually going to tell? Because Tolkien did give us a timeline, a damn rich one. And if Jackson's involved, we might actually see it play out with the gravity it deserves. So today, we're diving into the lore. Not speculation for the sake of hype, but the actual bones of Tolkien's timeline. The decades-long hunt that quietly shaped the entire War of the Ring. Let's step into the world between the lines. By the time our story begins, it's been 60 years since Bilbo went there and back again. And for decades, Gandalf has been carrying a small, quiet fear. The kind that doesn't shout, but hums in the back of your mind until you can't ignore it anymore. He needs to know the truth about Bilbo's ring, where it came from, how long Gollum had it, why Bilbo lied about finding it. Tolkien never writes Gandalf as paranoid. He writes him as a man who knows the world is shifting under his feet, and that worry ignites a hunt that will span almost 60 years. Around 2 years after Bilbo's adventure, Gandalf sets a watch for Gollum, expecting he'll eventually crawl out of the Misty Mountains to reclaim his precious. He's right, Gollum comes and slips through their fingers. He stalks Mirkwood, eats what he can, and honestly, Tolkien is uncomfortably clear about what he eats, and eventually learns the name that changes everything, the Shire. And from that point forward, everything in Middle-earth begins bending toward that tiny green land, even though nobody realizes it yet. In 2951, as Gollum turns south towards Mordor, Sauron openly declares his return. It's such a massive geopolitical shift that Gandalf has to drop the hunt and join the White Council. This is where the tragedy starts. Saruman lies. Gandalf trusts him. And that decision will cost years. Years that allow Gollum to reach Mordor and fall into Sauron's hands. This is where the film could strike gold. Imagine cutting between Gollum wandering, starved, terrified, whispering in the dark, and the walls of Barad-dûr rising like a nightmare behind him. Serkis directing himself, you know he's going to make those sequences brutal. By the time we reach the late Third Age, Gandalf is watching the Shire with increasing dread. Animals, spies, strange movements in the trees. Something is circling. He doubles the Ranger's watch. And this is when Aragorn enters the story in a major way. Tolkien gives us one of the cleanest setups for a film duo ever. And I counselled that we should hunt for Gollum. And since it seemed fit that Isildur's heir should labour to repair Isildur's fault, I went with Gandalf on that long and hopeless search. This is cinema written by Tolkien himself. Two men, one carrying ancient blood, one carrying ancient wisdom, seeking a twisted creature who unknowingly holds the key to the world's doom. Peter Jackson's team knows these character dynamics. They built an Oscar-winning trilogy on them. If they lean into this, we're eating good. The hunt covers decades, but the drama sits in three prime eras filmmakers might choose. The early hunt, the mystery phase. Gandalf investigating, suspicious, but no proof yet. This era is dripping with tension. The Aragorn era, peak adventure. Aragorn tracking Gollum across Wilderland. Elves sighting him in Mirkwood. Near misses, hints, tracks, abandoned camps. This has the most cinematic potential. Ranger noir meets dark fantasy. If they cast a young Aragorn cameo, the internet will explode. I'm calling it now. The Mordor capture, the darkest timeline. Gollum entering Mordor. Captured, tortured, broken, leaving with two words. This single moment sets the entire trilogy in motion. If Jackson tackles this, it will be devastating in the best way. Alright, time to talk theories, because Jackson doesn't return for small stories. Here's what I think we're most likely to see. A split narrative. Gandalf researching history while Aragorn hunts in the wild. Two perspectives, slowly tightening around one truth. A more tragic, empathetic Gollum. Serkis is directing. He's going to peel the creature back to the exposed nerve. I think this is the perfect opportunity for Andy Serkis to finally give Gollum the emotional arc he deserved. Mirkwood done right. Dark, primal, unsettling. Not the glossy version from the Hobbit films. A silent rising of Mordor. Not shown through armies, but through dread, through atmosphere, through the world growing quieter as Sauron grows louder. A final act that ends on the doorstep of the Fellowship. Gandalf realizing the truth, riding to Bag End, the Ringverse igniting in the fire. Imagine that film ending with Frodo's shocked face. Oof, goosebumps. Here's my take. Bold, but honest. If this film stays small, grounded, character-driven, it could be the best Middle-earth movie since Return of the King. No massive battles, no CGI bloat, just fear, mystery, regret, and the long shadow of the One Ring. It's the kind of story Tolkien excelled at. Intimate, tragic, and morally heavy. And honestly, this is where the film could either soar or fall apart entirely. I know what I'm hoping they do, but I want to hear your version. Before we wrap up, I'll ask you one question. What direction do you think the hunt for Gollum should take? Should it stay faithful to the text, or should it explore the gaps Tolkien left behind? I'm really curious where the fanbase lands on this one. Drop your thoughts below. I read every one. And if you're enjoying these deep dives, hit that like button, subscribe, and join me every Thursday as we keep exploring the worlds that shaped us. Until next time, keep your imagination bright, your courage steady, and remember, even the smallest lore detail can change the fate of us all.
Yes, come back to us next time, precious. Fiction fans really wants it. Bring it.